Nigeria is facing a pivotal moment with a wave of high-profile defections to the ruling All Progressives Congress, prompting warnings that the country may be sliding toward a one-party system. At the same time, the government has vigorously denied claims of religious genocide, particularly allegations that Christians are being systematically targeted, calling such charges false and baseless and divisive. Despite this, deadly attacks such as the killing of around 100 people in Benue State in June underscore the grave insecurity Nigeria continues to grapple with flagging economic prospects, deepening conflict, and shrinking opposition space. Many Nigerians are asking, what is the true state of the nation under Tinubu's watch? Well, for more on this, we're joined in the studio by former Deputy Governor of Sokoto State and former Minister of Water Resources, Mukhtar Shagari. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Let's start with the protests that are ongoing in Abuja streets today. That's the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, spearheaded by the activist Omoyole Sowore. This particular matter was poorly managed under President Muhammad Buhari, some would say, and the way and manner it got out of hand has caused a lot of people to say that if the government had handled it differently, perhaps we will be in a different place now. Today, the case is before another government, which is President Bola Tinubu. And so the protests are on. As a member of the APC, what would you advise the government to do? And in general, what's your take about this Nnamdi Kanu debacle?
Well, in the first place, we should understand very clearly that under the Nigerian Constitution, Section 39, Nigerians have the right to express themselves, sometimes through the press, sometimes through statements, sometimes through demonstrations which should be completely peaceful. And the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, understands the provisions of the Constitution, and he also, as a Democrat, believes in the rights of Nigerians to express themselves. Our party, the APC, has no problem with people coming out to demonstrate, to express their own views and so on and so forth, as long as it is done peacefully. So I want to call on the people that are protesting today that as much as possible they should ensure that their protest is done peacefully, and also the security agencies must also behave in a manner that the protest will end peacefully. I believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the capacity and the ability to handle complex problems and so on and so forth, as he has been doing so far. So I believe at the end of the day, we start to go, but we have to also understand that the case of Nnamdi Kanu is before the Nigerian courts. So we should also understand that. But I would want to say that APC has no problem with Nigerians coming out to express themselves, as long as the expression of themselves is done peacefully.
All right. It is correct that the case is before the court, but you also note that there have been a lot of orders that Nnamdi Kanu be released, and he's still in the detention of the DSS. And in addition to that, coincidentally, today is the 5th anniversary of that landmark NSAS protest in Lagos at the Lekki toll gate. Why does it seem that the Nigerian state brutalizes and almost destroys the same people that it is supposed to protect?
Well, actually, I can't comment on a matter that is before the court of law. And I do not have facts before me to be able to make, I mean, this is a very informed comment on all these things that we are talking about. My appeal is simply that the demonstration that is taking place today must be peaceful, because we are peaceful people.
Okay, you've clearly highlighted Section 39 and Section 40 of the law guaranteeing the right to protest, clearly enshrined in the Constitution. How will you relate the fact that this sentiment is being fueled by the recent amnesty provision by the president? People feel that if the president could grant amnesty to drug addicts and some people that have committed more grievous infractions of the law as perceived by the people, that the president should be able to consider Nnamdi Kanu and grant him that amnesty too. And also, you look at a situation where the court had also restricted protest in some strategic areas in Abuja. Wouldn't you say that that is a backdoor way of crippling the protests?
Well, first of all, we must, so let's talk about the amnesty of the pardon you are talking about. Under the Constitution of Nigeria, the president has been given power by Section 40 of the Nigerian Constitution to pardon people who have committed criminal offenses in contravention of the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this power, he doesn't just operate this power. It has to go through some processes. First and foremost, there's a committee of prerogative of mercy in Ministry of Justice, which has members. These members will sit down and look at applications from people who have been convicted of different sorts of criminal, these activities and so on and so forth. And the Constitution has not defined one particular criminal, this offense. It talks about all criminal convictions and so on and so forth. After that, that recommendation will now go to the president, and the president himself does not have the outright power to simply say, okay, I am pardoning A, B, and C, and so forth. He has to take this matter under Section 40, subsection 2, to the Council of State. It is the Council of State that will have the final say. And once that is done, the president will now go ahead and publish the list of those that have been distributed. And this pardoning is not something that has started today or yesterday or started with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But the problem is that whatever President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does, the people who are in opposition to him and the opposition and so on and so forth will begin to say, no, it's wrong, it's not that, knowing fully well the Constitution of this country has provided for that, and it has not made any distinction. It could be any offense. Okay,
yeah. Recently, the international community described Nigeria as a country of a particular concern. When you look at the rule of law under Tinubu's administration, would you say that this description is justifiable?
I do not think that what they are saying is actually true, because so far, the president has demonstrated that he is a Democrat, and he has done everything he could to ensure that the constitutional rights of Nigerian people are actually, allowed. And I do not know of any political prisoner that we have today in this country.
But the question many people are asking is, how would you justify the continuous detention of Nnamdi Kanu without the backing of the law? Because you said that the case is before the court, but the trial has not been activated. Nothing has been done about the trial at the Supreme Court.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not in a position to say anything about that. I don't know what is going on. I don't know the facts of the matter and so on. So for me to comment on a matter that I do not know much about, I think if I do that, I'm not being fair.
Yeah, not many people would know that you were the former Attorney General of Sokoto State and also a lawyer yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that brings a lot of expectation in the commentary on what's happening right now, especially the rule of law and justice dispensation under President Tinubu's watch.
Well, actually, lawyers comment on issues in which they have facts and evidence before them. I've said that I don't have any facts, I don't have any evidence, I don't have any knowledge of what is going on between Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government of Nigeria. But all I know is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Democrat to the core, and he will not interfere in matters that have to do with the freedom of Nigerians, especially when people are being suspected of having committed an offense or whatever, and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is that the international community will always say things that will make Nigeria look bad. The international community will always say things that will make people to believe that Nigeria is not a good country. We are a good country, we are good people, and we have a president that really cares and is concerned about the freedom of Nigerian people to express themselves.
But can we deny the fact that there is persecution going on in the country? You know, whole villages wiped out, people massacred in their hundreds, you know, what people say might be land grabbing going on. These are real issues, whether the international community decides to designate us as a country of particular concern or not.
Well, in fact, the issue of banditry and the issue of insecurity did not start with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He inherited those things, and efforts are being made. I'll give you an example. About a month ago, bandits attacked my own local government, Shagari local government. And within a blink of an eye, the military was sent in, and they sent these people out. Nobody was killed because of the prompt action taken by federal government and Sokoto State government on this matter. All I know is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking this issue of security in this country very seriously and is fighting it, and we are seeing results all over. In fact, 2 years ago or so, it will be madness on part of any person to start going from Abuja to Kaduna.
Your Excellency,
last week I was on that road. I went there by road.
Okay,
and
you
back
quickly land on your thoughts.
So
just quickly land on your thoughts, because we are crossing over live to our correspondent. Just a one-liner to wrap up your thoughts. Yeah,
the issue of security is improving.
Okay, we'll come back to you. We understand that we have our correspondent, our chief correspondent, Ferdinand Onua, live at the protest center in Abuja. Ferdinand, what's the update?
All right, good morning, Benga. Well, it's been a very, very crazy Monday morning, and that's because, well, as early as 7 a.m., well, some protesters did hit the streets. Well, don't forget that yesterday the police did put forward a court injunction saying that people shouldn't come out to protest in some particular areas, the Eagle Square, which is the front of the Secretariat, the National Assembly, the force headquarters, and a couple of other areas. And then the group, led by Omoyele Sowore, who did a call out for the protest today, the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. Well, they decided to embark in front of Transcorp Hilton, well, not too far from the National Assembly or the Secretariat, if you know Abuja well. And then came the security agencies, chased them away, tear gas. I was indeed there, quite a time. Well, we had to really bail at that moment, and threats, some persons being thrown into Black Marias, asking about, asking questions, not even wanting to understand if these guys were media persons or not. Well, just behind me, you can actually see another set of, barricade, where what they've done is to barricade around the city center and, of course, mount security operatives at strategic points, making it very difficult, very, very difficult for people to gather. And I can tell you that's exactly what has happened. Well, it's stifled the protest for now. But some persons are still committed to the process, saying that they definitely will ensure that they make their voices heard.
Okay, Ferdinand, what about those areas that were not listed? Are they being allowed to protest in those areas? Like Unity Fountain was not in the list.
That's the point. That's the point. They've refused persons to gather around the city center, and that's because we can confirm to you, we were there just in front of Transcorp when that tear gassing happened. Well, that's nowhere close to some of the places that were listed. And so what the security operatives have done, well, there are some of them still around. What they've done is to make sure that it is almost very impossible for anything like that to happen. Well, some guys are still around. They're still trying to see how well they can join the process. I don't know if any of them can indeed join me. Francis, please let me speak to one of them. All right, so interesting to see exactly what has happened thus far. Talk to us, let us know you.
Yeah, good morning. My name is David Victor. We're right here this morning at the Transcorp Junction while Mr. Sowore, the human rights activist, arrived, and We were just there, chanting "Free Nnamdi Kanu now," and then the police people came and started shooting tear gas at us. And of course, as you can see, we didn't have any arm with us.
But then you did, I don't know if you saw that communication put out by the police yesterday talking about restricting areas where protests can actually happen. What do you think about that protest gathering at that point in time over there?
I think that place is not a restricted area. Do you understand? That place is a free place that anybody can gather. It's never restricted by the police.
All right, and so he's actually one of them, one of those who were indeed embarking on the protest when, the police did disperse the crowd. And that's exactly what we've seen. Well, in areas where people have gathered with banners, where the police have actually come down there and, of course, try to ask one or two of them to leave. Well, I also saw Dixon around. Well, he's also a part of those who did have something to say about it, joining the process. And come on, Dixon, it's quite interesting to see what has happened with the protest and others. Well, talk to us. How early did you come out this morning, and what exactly happened?
As early as 7 o'clock, I just got to the Transcorp Junction. So we're just assembling. And then, of course, you can see the policemen all over the place, armed to the teeth, as if this terrorists.
So what exactly do you have to say concerning the way the police have indeed addressed the protest this morning?
This doesn't tell that this is a democratic environment anymore, because peaceful protest, that's what it is. There was no intention, or there is no intention for disruption. It's just to call the attention of government on the need to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and this is very peaceful. So all of these armed policemen everywhere is uncalled for. Really. Well,
what I can indeed confirm is that some persons have been arrested, as regards, those involved in the protest thus far. We will continue to keep tabs on it and, of course, let you know exactly some of the efforts that the government is indeed taking to ensure that they keep the city center safe, according to them, and then for the protesters, how they intend to go around some of these restrictions put forward by the government.
Right, that was, thank you so much, Ferdinand Duroha. That was Ferdinand Duroha, Arise correspondent, reporting live from the streets there. Finally, Mr. Mukhtar, can you let us have your closing thoughts?
Well, the issue is this, as I said, under Section 13 of Nigerian Constitution, Nigerians have the right to come out and protest, but that protest must be peaceful. And that's what we hope will happen today, because peace is extremely very, very important as far as we are concerned in this country. And we are peace-loving people. And the government of the day also wants peace to reign in Nigeria. So therefore, all parties must do whatever they can to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order today.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Mukhtar Shagari, Nigeria's former Minister of Water Resources and former Deputy Governor of Sokoto State. It will have been nice to find out if the president is likely to yield to the voices of this protest. But that's all we have time for here on Daybreak. It's goodbye from me, Benga Ashiru.
Please do keep it here on Arise News. The morning show is next. And goodbye from me, Constance Ikoku.